The latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super Jiren vs Broly gave us an exclusive look at something I thought we'd never see, at least nowhere in the near future, as Goku finally stepped in after watching Broly fall to Ultra Instinct Jiren. This entire battle, while originally only supposed to be a friendly exhibition, was accelerated to a deathmatch between two of the multiverse's most powerful mortals, as Broly and Jiren over the past few weeks have been going back and forth, both showcasing new and devastating powers. While Broly has without a doubt held his own against Jiren, even his new full-powered Super Saiyan 3 form and endless strength were eventually no match for Jiren, who had also mastered Ultra Instinct, much like Goku. This new form of Jiren brought with him a sense of absolute strength, as he pretty much just fodderized Broly once achieving this power, bringing him within an inch of his life as everyone watched on. After only being able to take so much of watching his friend being beaten to near death by Jiren, who assumes he's now the peak of potential, Goku transforms into his mastered Ultra Instinct form as well and stops Jiren in his tracks before he's able to finish Broly. Jiren's comments about being the peak of strength now in his universe begin to tick Goku off a little bit as he tries to explain to him that you'll never truly be at the point where you have no more growing to do. All throughout his life, every single battle that Goku ever had, he realizes now that his opponents were always not only his students, but his teachers as well. They pushed him to grow stronger, and he tried to show them that the way they were going about things was wrong. Sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't. Goku admits that yeah, sometimes he does end up looking like a fool because he thinks that everyone deserves a chance. I know now though, he goes on, that I don't just want to be the strongest to beat people up. I want to be the strongest so I can tell other people that are doing bad things, hey, stop doing that and then you can be strong like me and then we can grow together. But none of his words break through to Jiren, who insists that if Goku truly thinks that there is more beyond Ultra Instinct and what they currently are now, then he'd be thrilled to see it. Ultra Instinct Jiren and Goku engage in another clash, with Jiren overconfidently showing off all he has in Ultra Instinct, telling Goku that if he truly thinks there is more, then shatter his limits just like he did in the tournament and ascend even further as he pushes him backwards with a powerful barrage of attacks. All of a sudden, something just completely snaps within Goku as Jiren prepares his final move. In the blink of an eye, Jiren appears before Goku and thrusts both fists forward, but after the huge explosion clears, he notices that all that's left of Goku is his ripped shirt. Goku appears before Jiren again, telling him that he's already told him. He's going about this all the wrong way, and he crushes Jiren, bringing him crumbling to the ground with a single punch. This is Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan Goku for the very first time ever, having mastered an automatic activation of Super Saiyan within Ultra Instinct, proving that the sky just truly is the limit for them, no matter who says otherwise. As Broly finally regains consciousness as they all gaze in amazement at Goku's transformation, it would seem that this fight is still far from over, as Chapter 7 begins here today. I know you guys have been absolutely loving Dragon Ball Super Jiren vs Broly, so if you want to support the official creators, be sure to give my buddies Monty Black and Jordan Lee a follow on Twitter for all of their great work, guys. It would really mean a lot. Don't forget to turn that notification bell on by clicking the bell icon down below to never miss an upload, and if you've been enjoying all of the anime content recently, consider leaving a like on this video as well. It really helps out a lot. Be sure to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all anime related content, guys. But before we hop into the next chapter of Dragon Ball Super Broly vs Jiren, guys, first a word from our sponsors for today's video.
Hey, what's good, guys? This video is brought to you by NordVPN. The more you're online, the more you gotta protect yourself. It's crazy out here. A VPN provides you with a secure way to use the internet without anybody seeing your personal data or browsing history. I don't know about you, but I don't want nobody in my business, you know? Or maybe you're watching anime and you're like, ugh, it keeps on buffering, you know? NordVPN offers a fast connection with no limits on bandwidth. And it's not only at home, protect your data anywhere, wherever you travel, airports, coffee shops, the hyperbolic time chamber, you name it. You can get it on Windows, Mac, Linux, or even if you use a phone, protect yourself with iOS and Android. There's even an extension for the Google Chrome browser. It's lightweight, user-friendly, easy, it secures your browsing in seconds. NordVPN is known for its super fast servers, 24/7 customer support, no data logging, and has a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now be be sure to click the link in the description and use code TechStar for a special deal. Every purchase of a 2-year plan will get you 4 additional months completely free. Again, when you're at checkout, use code TechStar for 4 additional months completely free. Thank you again to NordVPN for sponsoring this video.
As the next chapter of Jiren vs. Broly begins, we find ourselves entering a flashback from Broly, who is still heavily injured above the battlefield. He recalls back to his training with Goku as we see Goku in Super Saiyan Blue and Broly in his Super Saiyan form training on planet Vampa. As the two clash with each other, the collision from their fists causes shockwaves around the entire planet, but this doesn't stop Broly from going back on the attack as he roars at Goku and charges at him once more. Goku easily dodges and blocks all of Broly's attacks until finally, in an effort to stop his raging onslaught, Goku transforms once again, freezing Broly in place as he chops him in the neck. These days training with Goku were Broly's first moments having experienced the power as overwhelming as Ultra Instinct, as he begins to tremble and falls to the ground back to his base form now. Goku approaches him, reaching his hand out to his friend, helping him to his feet. "Man, Broly," Goku says to him, "your improvement is amazing." "Kakarot," Broly replies, "how can I be like you and use that power?" "Well," Goku replies, "you already know all about Super Saiyan and Rage." He transforms back into Super Saiyan Blue to give a better explanation as he goes on to say, Super Saiyan Blue is the result of ki control. You have to hold in all your power, and if you have enough to match a Super Saiyan God, you can become a Super Saiyan Blue. Broly tries his hardest to understand as Goku further explains that all of this is very difficult to do if you haven't mastered the emotional and physical strain of Super Saiyan yet. Again, you need lots of control and a calm, cool, and collected attitude in battle, which you still have a lot of trouble with, he says to Broly. "I think I've mostly mastered it," Goku says, "but because I'm not a god, trying to hold in all this energy in blue destroys my body from the inside over long periods of time. Maybe one day I'll be strong enough to contain all this energy with ease," he says, as he powers back down to his base form now. But Broly notices that he did skip over something. "Well, what about what you just did just now?" he asks. "Oh, you mean Ultra Instinct," Goku replies. In a bright flash of light, Goku goes from his base form to Mastered Ultra Instinct, displaying beyond impressive control over this form now. He explains to Broly that he spent years as a martial artist, learning from every fighter he could until his own body was purely a fighting machine. "When I first met Lord Beerus," he says, "it moved for the first time on its own, but when I let go of my emotions and thoughts, my body takes over and does the thinking for me," he says. "So this is the result of martial arts, which is what I've been trying to teach you now," he explains. "This is by far the hardest technique I've ever learned," Goku says to him, "but it is the ultimate tool for a martial artist. It's the opposite of a Super Saiyan. Rather than giving into your emotions, you let go of them completely." "When can I do that?" Broly asks, amazed at this level of power that he'd never known existed before. "Well," Goku says, powering back down to base form, "I think you better learn to control that massive energy of yours first, Broly. Honestly, if you can do that, you might not even need this technique." "I see," Broly says, as he ponders the journey ahead of him now. This is when he remembers the sensu bean Goku gave him for purposes just like this that he chose to save for another day as we return to the present day's battlefield. Above Broly floats Chile and the other spectators as she looks down at him, still worried about him. She reaches into her jacket pocket and pulls out the sensu bean that Goku had given them before as she tries to figure out just how to get this to Broly without exactly getting in trouble. "So," the Grand Priest says, speaking up to Chile now, "would you like to give that sensu bean to Broly?" "It's okay, we expected as much," he says, and in the snap of a finger, he teleports Chile right to Broly's side. She pleads with him to say something, anything, probably forgetting that his jaw has been broken multiple times now, as all he can do is look in her direction really. She places the sensu bean in her mouth since Broly is unable to move or chew, and chews it for him, feeding it to him that way. Back on the battlefield, Goku has turned his back on Jiren now as he watches Broly recover before them, as Jiren gets back to his feet now as well. All of a sudden, a blinding flash of light erupts from Broly as his energy is restored, but something else is happening here now as well. This light illuminates the entire side of the galaxy that their battle occupies, and as it fades away, we're shocked to see just what's happened to Broly now. After taking the Senzu Bean, Broly has regained his power, but simultaneously, possibly thanks to having clung to his life only seconds prior, has ascended to something far beyond what he was before. As an orb of light floats in front of his chest, Broly has transformed into his version of a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, having gained better control than ever before over his power through the course of this battle thanks to both Jiren and Goku. As his eyes open back up, Broly sets his sights back on Jiren, having risen to the level of the gods themselves through more than just raw power now, as the chapter and a short rematch between Goku and Jiren come to an end.